Hey, how's it going, everybody, this morning on the PanhandlePost.com broadcast? I'm Dave Collins, normally doing Chadron State games on the radio, but today jumping in with the team to bring you coverage on our video of the Fur Trade Days Parade, 48th Annual Fur Trade Days Parade here in Chadron, Nebraska. So good to be with you. I am going to step aside so you can see all the action coming down the street. There are a ton of floats. I'll take you through the details on those floats and who we've got in the parade today. A lot of people you'll recognize, a lot of great organizations here as we celebrate Fur Trade Days in Chadron. Floats are coming momentarily, so stay with us right here on the broadcast. I'm going to flip over with our crew on the other side and let the pictures do most of the talking for you here today. Enjoy.
Hey, it was nice sitting by the bar with you last night. Kind of remember.
Just a reminder, too, if you're coming out to Fur Trade festivities today, it's going to be really hot. In fact, it's already really, really hot. It's going to be around 103, 104 degrees in Chadron, so make sure and drink plenty of water, wear light-colored clothing, and put on plenty of sunscreen as you come by today to enjoy all the action here in Chadron. It's already warm, a little bit sticky, and don't see a cloud really in the sky here today. So plenty of sunshine, just be prepared and find some shade today as you come and enjoy the action. Starting things off on the 48th Annual Chadron Lions Club Parade here in 2024 at Fur Trade Days, we have the Veterans Honor Guard. They are leading the 2024 edition of the parade. The Dawes County Veterans Honor Guard, 17 active members, and they're proud and honored to fulfill this role. They provide military services for deceased veterans, and they participate in as many as 30 other patriotic community events every calendar year here and, of course, in our neighboring towns in western Nebraska. They performed the national anthem in front of the courthouse just a few moments ago, too. A beautiful rendition of the national anthem performed in front of the courthouse as we get the parade underway today. Always wonderful to see veterans and their supporters in our local small town parades here in western Nebraska. We appreciate their service so much. And the Nebraska State Patrol cruising through here today as well on Main Street. Not sure if you can quite yet hear the siren, but we do have our second float coming through in a moment here in the parade. It's like an older fire truck on its way in. This should be our Grand Marshals, Rob and Jane Wallstrom. A lot of candy being thrown out to the kids. So if you bring the kids out, grab a sack or a pillowcase, kind of like Halloween, and they'll be able to capture quite a bit of candy here at the parade. As our Grand Marshals, Rob and Jane Wallstrom, are making their way down the street. Vehicle their ends driven by their son Corey. Rob and Jane were college sweethearts from South Dakota State University. Look at that, an old school Chadron fire truck. And there are the frozen popsicles. Great idea for this afternoon in the what will be 100-degree heat here at some point. Already a very hot morning here in Chadron. More of our local firefighting services are coming through. Plenty of squirt guns to keep the kids nice and cooled off. Chadron Volunteer Fire Department, fire and rescue units, fire trucks here on Main Street. Thank you guys so much for your service in protecting our community and our surrounding areas. Shadron Fire and Rescue truck that just passed by moments ago, driven by Ted Tawahati of CSC Athletics. Great dude. A wonderful community servant. All these folks coming through town here today. Another Shadron Rural Fire District truck passing through this morning. Looks like we've still got quite a line of our fire and rescue teams coming through. They might have been a little bit on high alert last night with that huge storm that came through Shadron and Dawes County. Tons of lightning around 11:30 and midnight, rain and hail, and some great moisture we really needed here in the area for the lawns. And a lot of lightning, though. Fortunately, didn't hear of any fires or anything, but these guys would be able to take care of it and put them out if and or when those problems do arise. We really, really appreciate Shadron Rural Fire and all of our local volunteer fire departments across the entire Nebraska Panhandle. For those of us who've been living out here for many, many years, we thank you so much. Awesome fleet of vehicles these guys have here in town. Just a reminder, too, following the parade today at 11 streets and super soakers for the kids and folks to try and stay cool and enjoy the day.
I wanted that.
Wallstrom Ford is your family-owned Ford dealership. They serve Dawes County now for 23 years. In fact, going over 23 years. Here's a class of 1969 Special Mustang. Check out wallstromcars.com. The class of 69 celebrating 55 years this year. That 1966 Ford High Country Special Mustang convertible, owned and driven by Sherry Olmshire Casey along with Kathy Hartman Page. They were riding shotgun. Shadron High graduates of 69. There are only approximately 350 High Country Special Mustangs manufactured back in 66, and only about 33 of them were convertible, so a special treat for the car aficionados in the crowd today. They were made in California, shipped by trains to Denver, where they were offered as a promotional car to the Denver sales district, and that was a reward for their high volume in sales of Mustangs. Also a 1966 Ford Fairlane 500 with a big block 390, which is now a 428, passing through. The black vehicle you saw a moment ago, it was bought in February of 1966 for the incredibly low rate of $3,094. Wish I could get that for $3,094 right now. But Ed and Anita Rhodes are the owners of Rhodes Motor Company, and they drove the Fairlane until 1966 when they sold it to their grandson, Curtis Rising. He restored it and kept many of the Go Fast improvements that Ed placed on the car. Just a beautiful vehicle. That Fairlane was driven by Ed and Anita's grandson and his wife, Shirley. Two of Ed and Anita's children were riding in that car as it passed by, and Anita Rhodes' class of 69. Ed was the class of 63. You're enjoying the Fur Trade Days Parade broadcast today on PanhandlePost.com. Glad you're along with us as the next group makes its way into camera view here on the street. The Shadron Lions Club, host of the Fur Trade Days Parade, proudly serving our wonderful community since 1950. And they are pulling the First National Bank float coming up next, but always fun to see the Fur Trade Days folks in the regalia and the gear. Local fundraisers you can see in front of us here. These guys selling some water and cotton candy for a Washington, D.C. trip. There's plenty of youth organizations out that are doing those type of events. Support them if you can. We got a snow cone booth right here next to us at the WQ Country Panhandle Post Studios. They're working on a little fundraiser for 10-year-old youth baseball. Those tournaments can get pretty pricey, so help them out. Grab a snow cone, stay cool if you can. These kids working hard to help their cause. Next float, the First National Bank of Omaha float. FNBO, the largest Nebraska family-owned bank that has proudly served our community for 166 years. Their employees happy to live and serve our wonderful communities. They've got the vehicle, the Bronco, with the Lion, and then the FNBO Big Green Piggy Bank on the trailer here in 2024. Bunch of class reunions will be enjoying the events this year. Got several of them coming up as they pass by on your screen. Here's an old Chevrolet 1600. Tossing out beads to the parade revelers here today. Wow, 34 years. Class of 1964 is up next. Good group. Looks like they're enjoying their afternoon here on the trailer. Have the umbrellas out on this hot Saturday. Chadron High School class of 64. Now we have our class of 1974 float entering, a big rig cab, a giant beautiful American flag on the back side as the class of 74 makes its way down, and a couple of semi-truck cabs. 50-year reunion for 74. Congratulations to you guys. Big special and anniversary, and got some horns blowing here to help kick off the celebration at the Fur Trade Days parade. Lifelong friends celebrating 50 years from the 74 class of Chadron High School. Kids along the route giving the old horn pull sign that you do with your arm and you yank down, and the driver obliging to them. Here comes the next class of 74 float. Looks like they've got the yearbook picture from the class of 74 right there on the front of the cab. It's always fun every year to see the different signs and decorations and things that these class reunions come up with here for the Fur Trade Days parade. Also some signs in memory of those no longer with us from the class of 1974, honoring them. Now we'll find the 1984 class reunion. Chadron High reunion classes all kind of lined up here by decade as these floats pass through. More treats for the kids and water balloons to help keep everybody cool. Let's see what the current temperature in Chadron is here. If you're planning on coming out today or sitting out in it right now with us, 85 already today. There is a heat advisory for Chadron in the Dawes County area. Looks like 101 is our new forecast high in Chadron. So stay hydrated, put on the sunscreen, and be ready to maybe take a shot with a super soaker from some of these parade goers and floats if you're out here at the parade today. Class of 1994, cheers to 30 years as the 94 group just made its way by. There is a huge water tank, hoses hooked up to it, and just out of the view shot of the camera, people eagerly, kids, getting into that water and staying as cool as possible. Running through sprinklers and hoses, one of the old favorite summer pastimes. Pretty much of all of us, right? Happening here at the Fur Trade Days Parade. Next float coming through, another truck and trailer with a reunion from 2004. Congratulations on 20 years. 20-year class reunion here, 2004. And now the 2014 class following in behind. A lot of people in town, especially yesterday too, walking around downtown. You could see people coming by, telling stories of their days past in Chadron, reminiscing and all those great memories. Class of 2014 just passed by here at the parade. Ooh, a Capri Sun. Get my hands on a couple of those nice cold Capri Suns. That's a new one. Usually ice pops and waters and things, but cold Capri Suns, kids are loving that. Miss Chadron, the Miss Northwest pageant. Miss Chadron, Lexi Nolda. And Miss Northwest, Adeline Linscott. And Miss Chadron's teen, Addie Carter, just passed by in the white pickup. Hey! More friendly faces there in the truck. This year's pageant is October 26th. That's a Saturday at Chadron High School. Thanks to Jen Fintel at Split Ends for hooking them up with a ride today, and thanks to all the sponsors for their generosity. They're really looking forward to this year's pageant, and they hope to see you there, Miss Chadron and Miss Northwest. Now it's the Burger Pit, a food truck that brings back all your favorite Donald's food from back in the day. Find them today. They'll be in the FNBO parking lot across from Safeway from 11 to 7. See that trailer around town quite a bit, the big red trailer with the Burger Pit logo. There is a lot of food options if you want to come down and have some lunch this afternoon.
They even do lettuce wraps.
Lettuce wraps too, I'm told.
Yes.
Got a lettuce wrap fan here sitting at the booth with us. Plenty of options. And then again, if you want to enjoy the Chamber of Commerce Ambassador Barbecue, that's at the Dawes County Courthouse lawn starting at 11. So come hungry to the Fur Trade Days festivities this afternoon. There is an ice cream social too at 11 o'clock at the First Congregational Church of Chadron at 4th and Chadron Avenue. That's pretty much right there by the courthouse lawn. And then Classics in the Park, Show and Shine, the car show from 11 to 4. That's at Wilson Park, which is up somewhat by Chadron State College in that vicinity off of 10th Street. You'll find Wilson Park, pretty big, can't really miss it, but there's going to be the car show up in that area today, Wilson Park. Beautiful park if you have not been into Wilson Park, so I encourage you to check that out. As our Fur Trade Days parade continues along, the Platte Valley Bank and Platte Valley Company folks will be coming through right here. Shoot for the Moon with PVC. And it's supporting the local Legion baseball guys. Out there in uniform, see Coach Bruce Parrish. He's got the boys out there. We wish them well on their finishing of the season.
Take off your shirt. Beautiful.
Now J.G. Elliott Insurance Center, a Platte Valley company, should be coming into screen view in a moment. And there they are. J.G. Elliott Insurance Center in the black pickup truck, followed by Eagle Chevrolet, the car dealership here in Chadron. Some kids tossing out some more candy from the pickup bed. That red pickup, Eagle Chevrolets float this year. Also the white Chevy behind them too. I just heard a Merry Christmas and a Happy Birthday, I think, out of there. So treats for every occasion on this Fur Trade Saturday.
Merry Christmas!
It's raining candy in Chadron today. Didn't see that in the forecast. Didn't see the big storm that came through last night in the forecast. Did not see the candy rainstorm also. Holy smokes, that's a lot of candy out there in the street. Get that before it melts. Now we've got Little Angel Grooming that's quickly passing through. They're a dog grooming business. They've been in Chadron since 2015, so if you need your dog, your pup groomed, check in with Little Angel Grooming. And Look at those little dogs coming through. So cute. Already tongues out and panting a bit on this hot day. Temperatures up in the 80s. But they'll find some nice cool water, I'm sure. The Mild Hogs, the Sober Motorcycle Riding Group, is coming through now. Led by the ATV, Honda ATV, and several bikes here for the Mild Hogs. Again, the Sober Motorcycle Riding Group, part of this year's Fur Trade Days Parade. Homestead Bank and Insurance. Next up, stop in anytime, discuss their competitive deposits, loans, and insurance rates. And right behind them in the white with blue stripe pickup, the Nebraska Public Power District, a publicly owned utility and a political subdivision of the state of Nebraska. They're governed by a board of directors elected by the people that they serve. Got a chartered service territory that is very vast and includes all or part of 84 of Nebraska's 93 counties. They were formed way back in 1970 when Consumers Public Power District, Platte Valley Public Power, and Irrigation District and the Nebraska Public Power System, they all merged and they became who they are today, and we know them as NPPD. Big bucket truck for NPPD, and another one too. It looks like a 3-vehicle float for NPPD this morning. Reminder that at 1 o'clock, the Rotary World Championship Buffalo Chip Throw right in front of the courthouse at 400 Block Main Street. You don't want to miss that. It's an annual event. It is worldwide known, and it will take place on this hot Saturday at 1 o'clock. There's all kinds of things here at the parade. Maybe you can see them in the view of the camera. There's a clown entertaining the kids on the opposite sidewalk. Following the NPPD work vehicles here, we have BMO, a local bank. BMO's purpose to boldly grow the good in business and life. They inform our strategy, they drive ambition, and reinforce commitment to double the good. It's how they are driving progress for colleagues, customers, and communities. BMO right here on 3rd Street, the main east-west road, Highway 20, if you will, through town. You can see BMO right there near the Safeway. Now we have Scooters Coffee, one of the relatively local new businesses in Chadron. They've got amazing people. They serve amazing drinks and amazingly fast. Stop in, try coffee and other hot, iced, or blended drinks. They also have sweet and savory food options. They're open daily, 6 to 8. Go ahead and scoot on in at Scooters. And that everything bagel breakfast sandwich, a personal go-to at Scooters, along with a warm caramelicious muffin. It's a perfect combination. Glad to have Scooters Coffee here in Chadron, Nebraska, as part of our food community. Reminder all day today, the Buckskinner's Primitive Camp is open to visitors. That is 3 miles east, right around 8 miles south from the Museum of the Fur Trade. And the 11th annual Rob Brown Memorial Softball Men's Tournament is going underway all day today at the softball field. Culture Run was held this morning. Ran that several years back. 2 mile, 5K, 10K, all this morning, earlier today. And our next float, Chadron Community Hospital and Health Services. They say it's always important the community knows quality, compassionate care is always near. Their team of pros work every day to improve and expand the services that they offer. And got the outdoor picnic set up as you saw it pass by today with the outdoor barbecue. Cool float that they built this year. They offer trusted care from their providers who are committed to the health of the community. Chadron Community Hospital and Health Services continuing to exceed expectations. Coming up now here in the parade, our Chadron State Spirits, proud to represent CSC Athletics throughout the year with campus and community events. If you're interested in having the Spirit team or Elmo the Eagle at your event, contact Coach Sydney Guerter. Soar Eagles. Look at that, Elmo cooking up on the grill. Spirit team right behind. We'll have all those Chadron State games on WQ Country Radio. Once again this year, I'll bring you the live play-by-play broadcasts of Eagle football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and softball. Cannot wait for another year of Chadron State athletics on WQ Country. And the Spirit Squad, they're going to be at the games cheering everybody on in CSC uniforms. Northwest Rural Public Power from Hay Springs. They're your Touchstone Energy partner in an electric vehicle that just passed through. They provide electricity and several other quality products to services and customers in Northwest Nebraska. The service area covers the Oglala National Grasslands and the National Forest and dryland wheat areas in the west, all the way to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, pine trees and rugged rock terrain in the north, to the sand hills and cattle ranches out east, and irrigated farmland to the south. Northwest Rural Public Power, a lot of territory. Rickenbaugh Begansky Ranch back in 1946. Boy, look at that old tractor. Don Rickenbaugh started ranching with 14 head of cattle southwest of Chadron on Bordeaux Road. Eventually, including land from his in-laws' families, the Roberts and Redferns, the homesteads go back to over 100 years. Now we have Chadron Motor Company, a local business that takes care of the community with their vehicles. GMC, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, Polaris, Can-Am, Coyote, and Bobcat. Chadron Motor Company, it's where you'll send a friend. Yeah, one of the old tractors in. Ben Tubbs. Ben today riding a 1948 Massey Harris pony. Look at that. Some more of the Chadron Motor Company vehicles behind Ben. He's kind of right in the middle of the Chadron Motor Company float. It's just amazing how some of those old tractors and farm vehicles are still running to this day. A decent-sized gap here before we get the next float, which appears to be right in front of the courthouse, so you can take in some of the sights from the fans watching, the locals here, and we'll run through some of the schedule for later today. The bump and run at 3 o'clock is at the Dawes County Fairgrounds. Again, the Classics in the Park Awards presentation for the car show, that's going to be at 3 o'clock today. And from 3 to 7, the CSC Spirit team, which you just saw, they're presenting a cornhole tournament in the downtown plaza at 2nd and Main Street. So that always fun tailgating game, cornhole. There's a tournament from 3 to 7 if you want to get involved there. And also from 3 to 7 today, the Chadron Christian Church Family Scavenger Hunts. That will begin at Wilson Park. And again, it's from 3 to 7, so if you're into the fun of a scavenger hunt, you can enjoy that activity today. And later today at 4 o'clock, the Historical Cemetery Tour at Greenwood Cemetery. And that's located at 1588 U.S. Highway 20. There's a $10 admittance fee for that. Kids age 15 and under, you get in free. So cemetery tour at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then the carnival, it's been going for a few days now. 6 to midnight tonight, Max Carnival. You can't miss it. They've got the streets closed off for some carnival rides downtown at East 2nd and Bordeaux Streets. Max Carnival, 6 to midnight. 10:41 now here in Chadron. So we're about 20 minutes away from the String Beans, a family-friendly music show at the Dawes County Courthouse Gazebo, and also the Chamber of Commerce Ambassador Barbecue at the courthouse lawn, and the ice cream social as well. Those all get started in a little less than 20 minutes. So if you're hungry, stay that way and make your way down here and enjoy some of the food outside as the parade gets wrapped up here in about the next 20 minutes or so, as we're starting to see some more movement down in front of the courthouse. And we'll get to the remaining floats. I've still got 3.5 pages worth of floats that are due to come by, so plenty more to check out. Stay with us on the video broadcast. Really glad that we're able to bring this to you once again, and thanks to all of our sponsors that are allowing us to provide this to you. I'm Dave Collins with today's parade commentary, and we've got a great crew down here with us today to make all this happen. Rob Adair on the audio, video side of things, and Maxine Kaiser, one of our local sales associates, here today too, helping me out with pointing out some fun things to look at and describe to you guys on the parade as well. So I really appreciate her help. Aaron Willie, our sales manager, helping out. All right, looks like we're getting our next group of floats to come down the main north-south thoroughfare here in Chadron today. As the back half of the parade heads our direction, north towards the main intersection of the post office area here in town. Fortunately, a lot of ice-cold waters, it looks like, being handed out by these guys. Maybe Rob will swing out there and grab one of those for me if we have. Yeah, I may grab a few of those cold waters here today. Again, going to get up to 101 at least in Chadron, so drink plenty of water, throw on the sunscreen, and find as much shade as you can. More GMC and Bobcat of Chadron folks finishing up from that float. I think we had the pause back at the courthouse to keep people hydrated and refreshed today. Got little koozies on there, yeah, to keep them nice and cold. That's the way to do it. And this is a great gesture by GMC to pass out waters for everybody today. Chadron Motor Company. Absolutely. Thank you guys. We appreciate that very much. A nice fresh, and that is ice cold. Thank you guys so much. Definitely needed that. GMC, the Chadron Motor Company, located just right across the highway from Walmart here in Chadron with all these awesome vehicles. See the Coyote coming through, final one for the float of Chadron Motor Company. And now one of our political candidates in this year's parade, Tanya Storr and her husband Eric. They ranch north of Whitman, Nebraska. Tanya's running for Nebraska legislature to represent Dawes County, District 43. Tanya believes that we need to bring back common sense and will be a principled conservative voice in Lincoln. She's committed to protecting our rural values. And Tanya says vote Storr in November. Following the Tanya Storr campaign float is the Maurice's float, women's clothing store. They've got sizes 0 to 24, and Maurice's down by the main interchange in Chadron. Their float with some clothes displayed on the back, as in our view as well. We've got Tanya Storr. Hello. Good. How are you? Sure. Maxine will take a piece. Thank you. And Tanya Storr handing out some candy here today. And Maurice's with a clothing display in the truck bed, followed by the Sydney Oktoberfest truck They want you to help celebrate 50 years, the 50th anniversary, October 4, 5, and 6 in Sydney. And that is a fun event. I've lived and worked in Sydney for a long time. And Rob Adair, our video and camera expert with us here at Eagle Radio now too, same thing. He knows about Oktoberfest. It is a fun time, great music, great fun. And again, October 4, 5, and 6 down in Sydney, Nebraska. They'd love to see you down there to celebrate. That's what's so cool about the Panhandle is we all our towns, our communities, we all have these annual festivals, parades, and we support and attend for each other. And it's great to see Sydney come a couple hours north to celebrate and promote here in Chadron, Nebraska today. And encourage you and hope you have a fun time at Oktoberfest if you make it down later this year. Now the Alpha Road Body Shop crew coming through. They're located at 24 Alpha Road, 2 miles east of Chadron, family owned and operated, ready to provide for all your auto body needs. Alpha Road Body Shop, they're adding UTV and ATV repairs in September of this year. And they do a great job. Awesome work out at Alpha. If you need to have some vehicle work done, body repair. And look at these vehicles they have brought with us today. Yeah, yep. A personal testimonial from Maxine here today for Alpha, and I'll give one as well too. I had to have a little work done on my Jeep, and they took care of it quick, and it looks like nothing ever was scratched up. Again, coming soon, they'll do UTV and ATV repairs. Chadron FFA coming into the screen here. Their chapter is an organization that allows high school students the opportunity to explore ag-based careers through coursework and competition while learning leadership and employment skills that are necessary to succeed in today's world. Last year's farm and agribusiness management team were the state champions, and they're representing the state of Nebraska in the national competition in Louisville, Kentucky this fall. Congratulations, and they got the backyard barbecue float theme this year. Great job by these guys. A little cornhole action set up there on the floats with a wooden picnic table, the barbecue, some yard games, and the American flag. That's a great float. Good job by those guys, and congratulations on the championship. Good luck in the national competition out in Louisville. James Farrow and his 1969 Oldsmobile 442. Beautiful blue color on that one, as James proudly drives his vehicle through the parade today. Next, you'll see the 79 Dodge Lil Red Express truck. Rhea and Patty Elwes have this classic. Little Red's pulled by a 2022 Ford Super Duty. And remember, the car show today, you're probably going to see these vehicles, these classics that are coming through the parade. Right after this parade, they'll probably go up and park themselves with the others in that car show. And there will be a lot more than just the parade vehicles, I can assure you that, in the car show. So if you're into the classic cars and love talking under the hood with the folks that restore these vehicles, that is going to be a fun show for you to attend today. Classics in the Park. The judging deadline is 2 o'clock, so if you want to get into the judging, get up there and make those votes prior to 2 o'clock. The awards presentation is at 3, and the car show itself is at Wilson Park here in Chadron. Chadron's New Covenant Church of the Nazarene is inviting you to taste and see that the Lord is good. Psalm 34:8, rejoice in the Lord. It's Grandpa's old 1970 Chevy in the parade for the New Covenant Church of the Nazarene float today. A couple of more classics right behind. And I wish I was a car guy. I love looking at them and admiring them and appreciating them and the work that goes in and the beauty that comes out when they're done. But I'm going to be honest, I can't tell you all the details, all the makes, the models. That's for somebody much more experienced in that kind of stuff than me. But I sure do appreciate it and hope you can too through our video pictures here today. But come and talk and learn about all these great vehicles from the owners and the restorers themselves at the car show here today. Now, Panhandle Gymnastics. They got great passion for coaching athletes of all ages in both competitive and recreational gymnastics. Performing today, athletes from the USAG competitive team. These ladies hope their tricks are fun, fur, F-U-R-U-all, Fur Trade Days. Nice pun on the word there. And you can see the girls doing some of their gymnastic moves in the parade on the street today. Got to be careful with those hands. They got gloves on, a lot of them, some back handsprings, just maybe out of the viewpoint, but impressive stuff by the young gymnasts in Shadron from Panhandle Gymnastics. Trey Strothine, State Farm Insurance, a local insurance agency. They support auto, home, business, farm, and ranch needs with a float. Looks like Jake from State Farm's made his appearance in Shadron today, too. Odd Jobs by Rob Wolvington follows the State Farm float. Assist any odd jobs you just can't or don't want to do yourself. They mow lawns, they move boxes into homes. If you can't think it, or if you can think it, we can help with it. Call Rob Wolvington, 308-760-6542, 308-760-6542. If you got some odd jobs around that you'd like Rob to do for you. Shadron Transit due next here. The mode of transportation getting you where you need to go. Appointments, groceries, airports, vehicle service, employment. They will get you in and around Shadron. I see those vans all over town. You can give them a call and schedule a ride. Pass the beach ball along the route and keep it moving. They're having a little game with a beach ball going up and down the parade route. So you can see the float with the beach floaties and the duck on top. A couple of Shadron public transport vans in this year's 48th annual Shadron Fur Trade Days Parade. Eagle Theater pickup truck outlined and decorated with the signage on the front and the balloons, the green, the purple, the white on the vehicle. Your locally owned and operated movie theater, and actually just down the road from our broadcast location here today. They're open Thursday through Monday night. Movies are at 7:15. There's 2 weekend matinees, Saturday and Sunday, 1:30 p.m. And you can join them this afternoon. It's a free special matinee of Back to the Future 3. That is today at 1:30 at the Eagle Theater in Shadron. Shadron State Park, what a beautiful place that is. In camping, fishing, hiking, so much to do at the state park. Love that place. It is Nebraska's first state park and the best backyard with a pool, shooting complex, scenic horseback rides, and a trading post. There's no shortage of things to do at Shadron State Park. Look at that float. They have got the outdoor activities covered there in that float with the barbecue, the tent, shooting water guns, and the fishing rod being cast off the back end. And as Maxine says, some water wings. Got some lifeguards out there too. They have the pool at the Shadron State Park is amazing, especially on a day like today. It's gonna be 101, and that pool's like.
You guys want a pamphlet?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you go.
That
Spray
Shadron.
it since you're talking. But.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that. Actually, I'd probably enjoy getting sprayed right now. It's so hot outside. But hey, Teddy. But the state park pool, it's like jumping in river water. It's so cold and it's amazing. But it's clean. Of course, it's not dirty river water. It's a clean pool. But the best days to go are days like today and tomorrow when it's over 100 and it is very cold water that you get very used to, and it feels so refreshing at Shadron State Park. So maybe an idea for later today if you want to cool off. Another brief break in the parade action here, but still more floats to come here in Shadron. So stay with us here on panhandlepost.com and enjoy the video broadcast. Oh yeah, you've got your spot, Nadine. Yep. For setting all of the video and audio equipment up once again for us here in Shadron. He does a great job with that. Maxine Kaiser and Aaron Willie, part of our WQ Country and NB team. Glad they could join us here for the parade and be our support staff and enjoy the festivities and help me out today too. So our entire crew thanks you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Go back and watch the replay if you'd like as well. And we hope you have a safe and fun Fur Trade Days celebration here in Chadron. Looks like Open Plains Transit is, well, maybe the last one. Still a pickup way down towards the back. Guys, do you see anybody else coming down here? Is that it? All right, that is it. That's a wrap, guys. Thanks again, once again, for tuning into our Fur Trade Days parade here in 2024. I'm Dave Collins. I'll join you once again for Chadron State Sports coming up this fall. Football, basketball, volleyball, softball, all on the way on WQ Country. Fall football camp starts in August. We'll have plenty of coverage there, and invite you to tune in to country music on WQ Country, as well as our great sounds on KCNB 2. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy Fur Trade Days weekend.